Great stuff. 208-424-9300. Open up that Taco Bell hotline and talk some Super Bowl 59. We're airing the big game on KTIK because, Prater, we will need to be tuning in, certainly to the big pregame show, because our big game party patrol package is taking registration right now at our website. And this is something KTIK has been doing long before I showed up, being a chance to give a few lucky winners a chance to get a huge party pack for the big game, personally delivered by myself, you, JP, and Bob Beeler. So let's get people going to our website and filling out the little registration. Sign up for this sucker.
By the way, JP, I just signed up myself because I wanted to see what it looked like. It took me about 9 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy, guys. KTIK.com. Just click on the pizza. You'll see it. It'll blast you right there in the face. And you fill out an email form real quick. It takes you literally 10 seconds, and it's not going to go anywhere. I don't even think we send you a confirmation to your email. I think it just goes somewhere into JP's basket, and we pick out some winners, and we're all good. You're going to get all kinds of pizza from Idaho Pizza Company. You're going to get sides and twists and sodas and all that kind of fun stuff. Idaho Steelheads hockey tickets. I believe they've sold out 65 consecutive games. X-Golf Boise tickets, gift certificates. Those are expensive, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
And KTIK t-shirts and so much more. So we're going to show up at your house between 2 and 4 on Sunday when you tell us to. Hang out until you kick us out and bring you all kinds of fun stuff, guys.
And you can just accept the prizes and tell us to move along, that you have something to do. It has happened. We've all had it, JP.
You will get a confirmation email that says, congratulations, you've been registered.
I have not got that.
Check your spam.
I did it.
Maybe they know you're an employee, Prater.
I did it a half hour ago, and I have not got. I'm waiting for my confirmation email.
Okay,
I have not
we'll
gotten
look
it.
into it.
Prater's not registered.
I am registered.
I mean, you are, but you didn't get confirmed.
yeah,
Prater.
I'm concerned about that.
Kellen Moore.
It's not in my spam. So
Kellen Moore, Steve Spagnuolo, offensive coordinator, Eagles defensive coordinator, Chiefs, Kellen Moore, his rookie Super Bowl experience, never been involved whatsoever until this year. He'll be the OC for the Eagles, and Spags, Prater, man, I don't know if there's a more experienced coordinator in the history of the Super Bowl, but Kellen Moore versus Steve Spagnuolo, we thought we'd kick off our Super Week with this conversation at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, this is a juicy matchup. And how interesting is this? Kellen Moore coaching in his first Super Bowl in 2007. Steve Spagnuolo was a rookie defensive coordinator coaching in his first Super Bowl as a coordinator, and beat the New England Patriots that year, kept him to 14 points, and has done nothing but win since. He's 4-1. 3-1 with the Chiefs, 4-1 overall. Nobody has more wins than Steve Spagnuolo as a defensive coordinator
in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl, Pettibone with the Redskins in 82, 87, and 91, and Crennel with the Patriots in 01, 03, and 04. Each had 3 wins. So Spags is it. It's a great matchup. I just told you that players decide Super Bowl, so I can't sit here and say Kellen Moore versus Steve Spagnuolo will be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, deciding factor in Sunday's game, but it's a pretty damn close ball game.
It's really close, but and if you're hanging your hat on this and you're a Chiefs fan, you are loving the situation, the possibility, and I know this is different because of personnel, and none of these other teams Kellen had their running attack that he has with this one with Saquon Barkley. So that'll be a whole new problem. But, Prater, these two Kellen offenses have faced Spagnuolo defenses 3 times since 2021. And, Prater, 3 times. Man, Steve Spagnuolo has had the better half.
Kellen's probably 3 worst games of his entire career, and I didn't do this research, so just call BS on this. But, we know what Kellen can do as an offensive coordinator in the NFL. We've seen it, and he's really good at it. Steve Spagnuolo has held him to 9 points, to 17 points, and to 12 points in 3 games. He scored, 38 points. Kellen Moore has scored 38 points in 3 games against Steve Spagnuolo, an average of 12.7 points in those 3 games.
Wow.
As you said, it was 19-9 in 2021. Kellen Moore, Dallas Cowboys against the Kansas City Chiefs. And then last year with the Chargers, the Chiefs swept the Chargers last year 31-17 and 13-12. That game was in SoFi, that second one, so that's the last time they played. But, yeah, 38 points in 3 games. That's not going to get the job done this Sunday.
Gosh, Prater, the most points Kellen has scored against Spags is 17.
17. And you know what's even worse? Spags' record in the Super Bowl. In that first one against the Patriots, he gave up 14. His first game as the defensive coordinator with the Chiefs in the 2019 Super Bowl against San Francisco, he gave up 20. Then he gave up 31 to Tampa Bay. He gave up 35 to Philadelphia the second time around. And last year against the San Francisco 49ers, gave up 22. Steve Spagnuolo in 5 Super Bowl appearances has given up an average of 24.4 points.
What do you guys think is going to happen as a result of the information you're hearing right now? Big deal, small deal, no deal whatsoever. The fact that Kellen and Spags have met up 3 times and Kellen's 0 for 3. Taco Bell hotline 208-424-9300. Hit us up. Check this out too, though. I got a couple of, what you got?
JP's got some audio, too.
Oh, yeah. We do have some audio I want to get to real quick, too, Prater. But in those games, the first one, 2 interceptions, sacked 5 times.
The first game, the first one between him and 21?
Yep.
Okay.
The game in 23, 2 interceptions, sacked 5 times. Ooh. Again. And the last time they played, only 3 times sacked and no interceptions that game, but also third down. One game, it was 33% third down conversions.
Ouch.
Next game, they were 6 for 14. That's under 50%. So Kellen just hasn't been able to have an efficient game. I mean, 6 punts, 5 punts. 4. I mean, they're punting 5 times a game. This isn't good. 208-424-9300. We talked last week with Charles Davis about this matchup. CBS Sports does a terrific job calling these games. Here's what Charles Davis of CBS said about the matchup of Kellen Moore versus Steve Spagnuolo.
I don't worry about the rookie. Like, I have 0 worries about the rookie. The rookie was groomed for this. You guys know him better than I know him, right? And I feel like I know him fairly well, but you guys know him. You've seen the whole ascent. I wasn't around for his childhood, but while the rest of us were trying to figure out what Crayola number, we were going to use on our paper, he was already drawing up mesh concepts. All right. So, I mean, who are we kidding, right? So I don't worry about this rookie one bit. He did it on the biggest stages as a player. He continues to do it on the biggest stages as a coach. Everywhere he goes, the offenses and people get better. Yeah, I have no worries about that at all. My biggest concern in this game, and when I call it a concern, this is what I think is the biggest challenge in this game. And it's really a challenge for both sides because it's a challenge for the veteran guy too. Who's going to win the downs to keep Philadelphia out of being able to go for it on 4th down? That's where I think the challenge is. Because I think Philadelphia's going to approach it as a 4-down game all the way through. Because if you're able to do it as a 4-down game and not worry about picking up everything on 3rd down against Spags, you can keep him out of blitzing you into oblivion. Because Spags' biggest blitzes are going to come on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and knock you out of whack. Of course, he'll blitz you on 3rd and 3. Well, are you going to throw it or are you going to run it during that time frame? I think for Kellen Moore in Philadelphia, it marries up with Nick Sirianni that, hey, Kellen, you don't have to get it all each time. If it's 4th and close, we can pick it up on 4th down. And now that throws Spags out of whack because that 3rd down blitz call that he wants to dial up for you may not be the answer to everything he has. They may have to play those extra downs. That's what I'm going to find interesting. Because if Kansas City can win 1st and 2nd down enough that Philadelphia can't go for it and make it a 4-down game, that's advantage Kansas City. If somehow Kellen is able to dial it up enough and keep it to where Nick Sirianni gives him the go-ahead to be a 4-down deal, I think that's a huge advantage for Philadelphia.
That's Charles Davis, CBS NFL analyst right here on Idaho Sports Talk last week. That's really good stuff. Steve Spagnuolo is the better coordinator in this game just because he's really good at it and done it at this level. And if Kellen Moore can just stay close or just match him or, win a couple of series here and there, I mean, Steve Spagnuolo has done it against a lot of great offensive coordinators. So, going up against Kellen Moore is not going to intimidate him. As a matter of fact, he sees a little rookie blood in the water and he may want to go after it. Now, Kellen's got a lot of weapons and a lot of things to play with. Here's what Dirk Cutter said, by the way, on Friday, also here on Idaho Sports Talk about the exact same matchup, Kellen versus Spags.
Yeah, well, Spags has got 4 rings, and Spags is a very good friend of mine, excellent coach. But I think the way Kellen Moore combats that is be yourself. Don't change. Do what you do. And the one thing that Kellen's got going for him is he's got the best running game in pro football. He's got the best running back in pro football until Ashton Jeanty gets drafted next year.
Yep.
He's got the best O-line in the NFL, and he's got a running quarterback. I heard a bunch of stats this week how Spags has held all these guys in the Super Bowl to under 100 yards rushing. You know that's what Spags is going to do. Even though Kellen and the Eagles did a much better job with their passing game last week in the championship game, Spags is going to make them beat them through the air or with quarterback runs, quarterback run or RPO type stuff where they fake it to Barkley and then they put it in the quarterback's hand. But it's an experience disadvantage for Kellen. But hey, Kellen knows ball. Kellen grew up in ball, and he knows what he's doing. That's going to be a fun matchup to watch for sure.
This is going to be awesome. Cloverdale Plumbing text line. Shoot us a text, 208-424-9300. Geez, Prater, we bring on guests who know so much more about football than us. Isn't that crazy?
Well, for me, that's not a lot.
I'm just kidding. I love it. But for me, and they're both right on. I love how Charles Davis said against Spags, I mean, you got to be ballsy. And luckily, there's no more ballsy team than Philly. They go for it more than anybody. So it's like, I love where Davis was like, if you're really going to get to Spags, make it a 4-down game. Spags needs to know that he's not getting off the field on 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3 the whole game unless they're deep into their own territory. Spags has to know we're going to have to beat these guys. They're not going to punt if it's anything 4th and 4 or shorter, if they're anywhere close to midfield. If that's their philosophy, as Charles Davis was kind of insinuating, maybe Kellen has something. And I love the fact that Sirianni can say that to Kellen. Don't worry if it's 3rd and 5. If you get 3 out of the 5, we're still going for it on 4th down on most cases. Michael, Forrest, Prater, 208-424-9300. Kellen Moore will be speaking with the media big time in less than an hour. Prater on the ball game. Prater, how do you think Kellen handles Super Bowl opening night and maybe the greatest spectacle of a press conference he's ever been involved in?
I'm going to give Kellen Moore an A for next Sunday. Tonight, I might give him a C-.
I love it, guys. Remember, register to win our big game feast from Idaho Pizza Company. Couple of you guys living or listening right now will have Prater, myself, or JP deliver pizzas, sandwiches, desserts, steelhead tickets, sex golf, all that stuff. Register at KTIK.com. JP, Prater on the ball game.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.